The Whitefield Insane Asylum was founded in the year 1869 by Dr. Isaiah Whitefield and was originally located deep in the Appalachian Mountains near Sayre, Kentucky. Being a private institution, the hospital quickly developed a reputation for its privacy and secrecy, but also for maintaining the anonymity of its mostly rich, affluent patients, many of whom were well known in the circles of academia, politics, business, and the arts. In 1889, Bryce Shelley Whitefield, the son of Isaiah, sailed to Europe in order to study both medicine and psychiatry. While there, Bryce became friends with a number of aristocratic Europeans of well-known, if somewhat dubious, personages of both aristocratic and royal lineages. Additionally, Bryce became close friends with many of the leading scientists and scholars of the day. Upon the death of Isaiah Whitefield in 1896, Bryce returned and took over the duties as both director and head psychiatrist at the Whitefield Hospital. Over the next several years, a number of Europeans came to the hospital for treatment, some staying for extended periods of time. Bryce maintained the hospital's reputation for extreme privacy and anonymity throughout his tenure, and at the time of his death in 1918, there were more patients than beds available at the hospital. Upon Bryce's death, and having never married, the hospital was inherited by a distant cousin, Montague Whitefield, who was a prominent New York businessman who specialized in marketing. Realizing what he had inherited, Montague hired some of the best medical and scientific minds of the time to run the hospital. Also, it was during this time that the Whitefield Insane Asylum began to develop its own unique therapies that are still used to this day, many of which were developed from the experiments and writings of Bryce Shelley Whitefield. With Montague's marketing skills and with the highly trained and qualified staff he had hired, the hospital began specializing in caring for extremely wealthy patients who would spend their entire lives as patients in the hospital. In 1923, the hospital entered into several secretive agreements and contracts with various universities around the world and with U.S. and European governments to take care of special patients. These patients were people involved in various secret programs and experiments who could never be allowed back into mainstream society for fear that their psychiatric issues would lead them to reveal information that the said governments and universities preferred kept quiet. Of course, the cost for providing such long-term care and secrecy made the Whitefield Hospital one of the most expensive private institutions in the world. One of the most interesting aspects of Montague's vision for the hospital was the fact that these patients were allowed to continue their experimentation, work, and studies at the hospital in fully functional and stocked laboratories. The cost for these facilities has been paid for by the universities, government agencies, or private interests responsible for that patient. This makes the Whitefield Insane Asylum one of the most unique facilities of its type in the entire world. It is the home of the most talented, mad, lunatic scientists from around the globe. Additionally, the Whitefield Hospital takes in and offers a kind, trusted, and understanding home to many individuals, animal and human alike, who were experimented upon in both legal and clandestine laboratories around the world. These patients are allowed to stay for life with full patient privileges, free of charge. Prior to his death in 1926, Montague Whitefield began building a new facility at an undisclosed location. This facility is still in operation today as one of the most secretive institutes in the world, even as the results of its laboratories are felt worldwide in the areas of biology, physics, robotics, propulsion, and other disciplines, including mysticism. The current owner and director of the Whitefield Insane Asylum is the great-great-great-grandson of Isaiah Whitefield, Dr. Robert L. Whitefield. Little is known about Dr. Whitefield, and rumors abound. What little is known can be summed up as follows. Dr. Whitefield is a mystic with advanced degrees in biology, quantum physics, psychology, and music. He is reputed to be a real weirdo by his acquaintances and greatly loved by his close circle of friends and family. That is all.